Palm Springs police say the incident was reported just before noon when a state parole agent shot a suspect during an altercation on Vista Chino Drive. The parole agent called for help, saying he was in a physical struggle with someone. Moments later, he reported an officer-involved shooting. The suspect was then rushed to the hospital when the ambulance they were inside crashed with another vehicle in the area of Sunrise Way and Vista Chino. Another ambulance arrived to take the suspect to the hospital, but police have confirmed there were no casualties involved in the incident.
We had officers arrive to the scene. The suspect was suffering from a gunshot wound. He was transported as well with an officer, a firefighter, and the medic and driver for the AMR ambulance. And down the street, they were involved in a vehicle collision. And everybody in the vehicle sustained minor to moderate injuries, and now everybody's being treated at the hospital.
Desert Regional?
Yes.
So no one was killed?
Nobody was killed.
Police quickly closed East Vista Chino between Whitewater Club and North Farrell Drives as the investigation continues.
Indio law enforcement is increasing patrol this week after a series of break-ins have happened throughout the city. Tonight, our Brett Rosen is live in studio. He has more from local police. Brett?
Olivia, Indio law enforcement says there has been about 6 different businesses who were hit by what they call a smash and grab. Behind me, you can see some of the surveillance video of these break-ins that were posted on social media. Today, I spoke with the owner of Fresh Juice Bar, who says fortunately for them, they were prepared before the store was broken into last Tuesday.
I wish he would have just come in and asked for a smoothie. We would have given him a smoothie.
That's Marcy Medane, owner of Fresh Juice Bar, who has 4 locations in the Valley, including one in Indio. She says it was last Tuesday she would get the call that her store would fall victim to a smash and grab incident. Medane says there was no money taken since they make sure to keep the register empty. The only damage would come from a broken front door window.
Still doesn't feel good to come in and look at plywood when you're going to a business, right, instead of a window. It's like you're a small business owner, you know, and we're just coming off of summer and everybody's like ready for season. And it's like just a little setback, you know, financially. It's kind of a bummer.
According to Indio police, there has been several incidents of smash and grabs in Indio in the past week. Other than Fresh Juice Bar, CV Barbecue and Indio Florist were the other businesses who fell victim to this. And due to the increased break-ins, Indio Police Sergeant Abraham Plata says to combat this, there is now increased patrol.
We are stepping up our patrols all the way to the Avenue 50 and Jefferson area to assure the public that our city is safe. They have no worries. We are doing what we can to provide a safe environment for everyone.
Marcy Medane says with the increased patrol, there is also something business owners can do to make sure their staff is well trained to minimize the damages that could be had during a smash and grab incident.
If you do have a cash drawer, leave it open, because in previous break-ins, we found that if you have a cash drawer and it's closed, they're just going to throw your equipment down. Now you're at another $2,000 for another cash register, another computer, but just leaving the drawer open and empty, which is what happened. You know, they came here, they took a look, there was no cash in there, and then they're out, and they don't really damage anything else.
Now, Sergeant Plata also mentioned to me that the evidence has shown that these smash and grab incidents could be related to the same person. However, it is still an active investigation. As this story develops, we will continue to keep you updated. Live in studio, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. Giving you a live look tonight from our Agua Caliente casino camera high above there in Rancho Mirage. Gorgeous shot of the sunset. For the latest on the forecast, we're going to send things over to our Kai Beach, who's in tonight, for Pablo Alcino.
Happy Monday, everyone. We're tracking warm weather to start your work week. We're going to see a high pressure system with weak Santa Ana winds. That's going to increase the winds, strengthen them. The windiest and the driest day, that looks like it's going to be on Wednesday. Now, we do have some high heat for Halloween, and we'll get there just a bit. As for today, let's look at the highs. We're looking at low 90s here on the valley floor. Up in Joshua Tree, we're looking at high 70s. Cabazon, bargain shopping, 86 degrees. Idlewild, about an hour drive away from here, low 70s. And in Big Bear City, we're looking at high 60s. Tonight in Big Bear, we're looking at 34 degrees. Idlewild, 47. Here on the valley floor, West End, Palm Springs, 64. East End, Indio, we're looking at 60 degrees. Our friends in 29 Palms, 58. Joshua Tree, just a little bit cooler. For tonight's morning walk, today we're looking at 6 a.m., 66 degrees. By 8 a.m., we're looking at 67. 10 o'clock starts to heat up just a bit. We're looking at 77, and at noon, we're at 83 degrees. A great day to go outside, have some fun, do some outdoor activities, and enjoy it. Peak heat today, that's going to happen around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that 91 degrees here in Palm Springs. 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Monday, we're looking at 91 degrees. For Tuesday and Wednesday, 96. And those overnight lows stay pretty consistent, high 60s to mid 60s. Full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, our thanks to Kai for that. We have a local alert this evening. Desert Oasis Healthcare announcing a new addition to their online maternal education video series. The series is designed to support expecting mothers and new mothers with accessible, practical resources to guide mothers through pregnancy, childbirth, and early parenthood. The video series offers a wide range of topics, including myths debunked, bringing baby home, swaddling 101, the 5 S's, and navigating postpartum depression. For more information on this series, you can visit mydohc.com.
The Cathedral City Police Department is sharing hiker safety tips as our weather continues to cool down. They're encouraging hikers to plan ahead of time by picking a reasonable time and trail, bring essentials, and avoid hiking alone. Some other tips include dressing appropriately, preserve your device's battery power in case of an emergency, and to always call for help if needed.
Early voting centers are now open for the California November 4th special election. The statewide proposition on the ballot this year is Prop 50. It would allow for the drawing of new congressional districts throughout the state. Now, the final day to register to vote by mail has already passed. However, if you missed that deadline, you can still vote in this election through conditional voter registration through the November 4th election day. If you'd like to learn more information, go to voteinfo.net. There you can find a comprehensive list with locations of voting sites as well as their hours of operation.
The Department of Justice will send federal election monitors to polling sites in California and New Jersey ahead of the November 4th special election, a move met with both criticism and support. Monitors will be stationed in Kern, Fresno, Orange, Los Angeles, and right here in Riverside County. It's to ensure transparency, though Governor Gavin Newsom and the state attorney general argue federal officials should not oversee state elections. The decision follows GOP requests for monitors. New Jersey voters will choose a new governor, and Californians will decide on redrawing congressional maps, measures with national implications. While election observers aren't unusual, California Democrats call the move excessive.
I don't think that we need monitors, especially monitors from the federal government. There's a lot of individuals, volunteers who are already choosing to monitor and are being trained to monitor. There has been no proof of mail-in voter fraud. The Republican Party here in California, as well as the Democrat Party, and really everybody is supporting voters to submit their ballots via mail-in.
The DOJ says civil rights staff will be available for voting rights complaints, focusing on mail-in ballots. Riverside County officials say their ballot process is already open for public observation.
New at 6 o'clock tonight, the Palm Springs Public Library Foundation has launched a capital campaign to rebuild the library. The fundraiser is called A New Chapter, Revitalizing Our Palm Springs Public Library. The funding of the new library is mostly being provided through government sources. However, they are looking for an extra $7 million to enhance current plans and long-term financial support with the help of the community. The Palm Springs Library hopes to build spaces that accommodate a wide number of age groups, from team spaces, bigger children's spaces, quiet areas, and a patio area as well.
A lot of people don't know about the level of activity in the library these days. All kinds of things going on for all different age groups, all different economic strata. It's free to everybody, and we need to continue this. And this will set us up for decades to come.
If you would like to help support the renovation of the Palm Springs Library, you can donate at the link that's at the bottom of your screen. We'll also have that information on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Coming up next tonight, a major recall on a frozen chicken brand that was said to have been contaminated with pieces of metal. We've got the details right after the break.
Plus, high school flag football is heating up across the Coachella Valley. The latest on recent games and what's to come. That's next.
And a quick look at your gold and silver prices to kick off the work week. Stay with us. Those headlines and more still ahead.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. The government shutdown has left several federally funded programs in limbo.
However, a key program that provides food assistance to pregnant women, new moms, and young children in need will continue. The Agriculture Department confirmed on Monday. The WIC program will keep running for the foreseeable future. The department is using tariff money to keep the program going. WIC serves nearly 7 million people across the country.
The Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to allow the president to fire a top Library of Congress official. This despite a lower court ruling that found Shira Perlmutter is part of the legislative branch and does not report to the White House. Perlmutter is the director of the U.S. Copyright Office. President Donald Trump's decision to fire her came after she released a report suggesting tech companies would have to pay if they use copyrighted material to train their AI models. Perlmutter sued the president after he fired her. She claims the president did not like the report she wrote. Perlmutter's lawyers have until November 10th to file a response to the High Court.
In consumer news this evening, nearly 5 million pounds of Hormel frozen chicken has been deemed unsafe to eat. The company announced a recall, saying the products might be contaminated with small pieces of metal. That's according to the Department of Agriculture. So far, there's been no word of any injuries. Among the affected items involved in this recall, you have 13.9-pound cases of Hormel Fire Braised all-natural boneless chicken thigh meat and 13.8-pound cases containing 3-ounce Hormel Fire Braised meats all-natural boneless chicken breast. Anyone seeking additional information can go to Hormel Foods' website.
Well, the cost of living has gotten more expensive for Americans, and many consumers are feeling the financial squeeze at the grocery store. Jen Sullivan explains why your Thanksgiving meal may cost a little more this year.
The cost of food continues to rise. A key inflation report shows September grocery prices are up 2.7% from a year ago.
Nobody wins. We don't win, the customer doesn't win, the supplier doesn't win.
Stu Leonard Jr. is the CEO of Stu Leonard's grocery chain. He says tariffs have caused the prices of some items like shrimp to go up, forcing them to buy elsewhere.
We've had to stop buying shrimp from Brazil. We went down to Ecuador, even Vietnam and Thailand.
And it's not just seafood prices going up. Taking a deeper look at this latest inflation report, food prices for many popular ingredients in holiday dishes are up, meaning your Thanksgiving meal will likely cost you more this year. Potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, bakery products, and alcohol prices are all up from a year ago.
It certainly adds up.
Bankrate financial analyst Stephen Kate says there are a variety of factors impacting prices.
Tariffs can have an impact, but crops can have an impact. Quality, quantity, sourcing, all of that can impact what that is.
The biggest sticker shock this season is turkey. The annual wholesale price for frozen turkey is about $1.32 per pound. That's roughly 40% higher than last year, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. There is some good news. Eggs and butter have both dropped in price in the last year. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
All right, we're giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Details on our early week forecast. Got that on the other side of this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We hope you had a great Monday, everyone. There's a live look outside from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera. It's kind of a hot week as we head into Halloween. Hopefully your costume is some lightweight material. We have Kai Beach in tonight. Pablo Alsina will return tomorrow. But for now, let's turn things over to Kai for your 7-day forecast.
And everyone, happy Halloween week. We are looking at a warm Halloween week, temperatures slightly above average, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water out there. We're going to see a heat advisory run through the middle of the week, though that could be extended. We got a high pressure system with some weak Santa Ana winds. That's going to make conditions dry and warm over the next few days. As for today, let's take a look at those highs. On the valley floor, we're looking at low 90s. Up the hill, Joshua Tree, high 70s. Idlewild, 72 degrees, and if you want to go to Big Bear, look at that. That's a cool 67 degrees. For that peak heat today, it's going to happen around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures will start to drop as we go into the evening hour. Tonight's lows. Wow. Take a look at Indio, 60. Palm Springs, 64. Joshua Tree getting down to 54. Big Bear City just around freezing, 34 degrees. In Idlewild, that seems comfortable, 47 degrees. For tonight's evening stroll, 6 o'clock. It's going to be a nice time to go outside and do something fun. 83 degrees, 8 o'clock, high 70s. By 10 o'clock, we're looking at the mid 70s. And at midnight, 72 degrees. More people are coming to our beautiful desert community. A lot of people coming from out of state. This is the weather that they're leaving behind. Denver, 68 degrees. Dallas, Texas, 73. Atlanta, Georgia, the city too busy to hate, 61. Met some people from Minneapolis, Minnesota the other day. They're looking at 64. Our friends from Seattle, a cool 49. And in the Bay Area, 65 degrees. For Wednesday, that's when temperatures really start to ramp up. Take a look at this. Palm Springs, 96 degrees. Thousand Palms, just under triple digits. 29 Palms, just under 90. Banning and Cabazon, both 91. And in Idlewild, they're getting up there as well, 81 degrees. 7-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Monday, 91 degrees. That's how we're starting off this work week. Tuesday, Wednesday, 96. And Halloween on Friday, we're looking around 95 degrees. Those overnight lows stay pretty consistent, mid to high 60s.
And now, NBC Palm Springs Sports with Caitlin Kelly, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Welcome back. The Lady Aztecs at Palm Desert lit up the gridiron over the weekend for their second round flag football playoff game. The game was tied at 7 apiece early in the fourth, but with time winding down, quarterback Gabriela Noriega found Nellie Poland with a great pass. She ran it in for a 30-yard touchdown, which sealed the deal for a 13-7 victory and a continued stint in the playoffs.
We talked about before the game that human nature is we kind of focus on things that don't go our way, but I told them to enjoy the moment and the whole game. Win or lose, we hope obviously we are going to win, but just to remember to enjoy it and have fun. We're going to make mistakes. They'll make mistakes. We just have to get over it. And honestly, when she ran that touchdown down, I looked, I had chills on my arms. I have chills talking to you. They're a special group of girls who's dedicated a lot of time to this.
Aztecs will travel to Riverside tomorrow to take on Hillcrest High School for the quarterfinal game. And keeping things at Palm Desert, this Thursday, the Palm Desert football team faces off against La Quinta for the flag game. After Palm Desert and La Quinta's wins last Friday, and with Palm Springs' loss, the DEL is now wide open. As things stand right now, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, and La Quinta are all 3-1 in league and have a chance to be the solo DEL champs. But depending on how games go this week, things could shake out a number of different ways, including a potential for Xavier Prep to take a share of the title as well. Of course, our NBC Palm Springs sports desk will have all the breakdowns for you on our digital Friday Night Light show, which you can find on NBCPalmSprings.com. And your Coachella Valley Firebirds are gearing up to hit home ice again this week. On Thursday, they're going head-to-head against the San Diego Gulls. The puck drops at 6:30. Your Birds are also partnering with the city of Indio for the first ever Indio Night. You can grab discounted tickets to the game through the City of Indio by using the QR code on your screen. Time for our Indio representatives to go out and show our birds some love. That'll do it for sports.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
A new show adapts the first book in a beloved series about a unique private investigator. David Daniel tonight with a look.
I think someone's hiding something. Okay, so Big Bang. 2 bodies and a disappeared child.
A PI and a suburban woman uncover a conspiracy in Down Cemetery Road.
You have found your way to the heart of something huge. There's a massive government cover-up.
Emma Thompson and Ruth Wilson star in the mystery thriller based on the first Zoe Bohm novel by Mick Herron.
I was his first fan. I'm going to take that. No, I mean, I really, as soon as I read one of his books in 2016, I just, went through everything he wrote.
You are in shark-infested waters, and there are no rescue boats.
Wipe your nose. I'll buy you a stiff drink. It's 10 in the morning, Zoe. You're very prim for an outlaw.
I read the script and knew Emma was attached. And I loved the script. It was a page-turner, it was funny, it was subverted the genre in every way I liked. And 2 brilliant female characters at the centre of it.
This nosy woman needs to be stopped. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
She also doesn't feel the need to assuage or apologise or she doesn't mind about taking up a lot of space or making a lot of noise if it's necessary. She doesn't apologise for being, well, female. So that's unusual. And I love that.
I can't unsee what I saw. One way or the other, the story's going to come up.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Well, Halloween is on Friday, and it's not just the people who are excited for the holiday. Yeah, pet owners in Chicago brought their pooches and their kitties for some Halloween fun and a parade. These pets got all dressed up. Oh, That one might take a little while to undo. Some clever costumes there as well. Some dressed as a crew member from Trader Joe's, others adorning costumes from Panda Bears to a starring role in Back to the Future. Oh, I love it. These are so creative. Oh, I'm sorry. Bark to the Future was the theme. I don't want to mess that one up. Did we see Bark to the Future? Did I miss it? It already rolled? Oh, darn.
I didn't see it, but all I know is, as an owner of 3 dogs myself, they would never let me dress them up like that.
They were well behaved. No pawing them off or anything.
Nothing. That would never happen in my house.
Have to wait till Friday to see what everyone dresses up as. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're back here for the news at 11, so please join us for that. Meantime, we're going to send things over to Tim O'Brien tonight. He's in for Fred Rogan, and he's got the latest with the Rogan Report.
All right, well, there's no escaping it. Cameras everywhere following our every move, even storing data received from reading your car license plate. And that data is being shared with agencies that was never intended to be shared with. Is it time to get all that in check? Welcome in on this warm October Monday. I'm Tim O'Brien, standing in for Fred as he handles his Dodgers duties for the beginning part of the week. So we'll get right into it on this Monday, and it's pretty scary. We're in the middle of a special election here in California. Proponents for and against Prop 50, called the Election Rigging Response Act, which would redraw California's congressional maps in hopes of increasing Democrat representation, having been spending millions to get their side of the issue out. Oh, Prop 50 isn't the big story today. The issue is the U.S. Department of Justice announced they'll be sending monitors to polling sites in 5 California counties. That's Los Angeles, Orange, Kern, Fresno, and right here in Riverside County. Now, the move comes after the California Republic Party asked for monitoring, saying there had been, quote, irregularities in previous elections in those counties. But folks on the other side aren't thrilled, saying this is federal overreach or even intimidation, given that Prop 50 is a state-only issue and there are no federal races on the line. Now, election observers are nothing out of the ordinary, and both parties regularly deploy poll watchers to ensure voting sites, that is, abide by state and federal election laws. So why does this feel any different? As we do each night, we'll bring in our contributors. First, we have evening promoter and DJ Aaron Alderizio and attorney Brian Harnick. Both of you, welcome. Brian, we'll start with you. Should states have the sole responsibility for their elections, or is federal intervention that is justified?
Okay, so under the Constitution, the states control elections, but that doesn't mean they could do it willy-nilly. There is federal oversight. There are civil rights. Back in the days before the Civil Rights Act was passed, southern states were known for disenfranchising people of color. The feds had to come in. The fact that we have a federal Justice Department that hopefully is not being weaponized to be sure we have fair elections is okay. If you're not doing anything wrong, you should be transparent, welcome anybody to watch what you're doing. If you're troubled by opening up yourself to seeing what's going on, then I have a question. The feds are within their rights to monitor all elections. This does have national significance. Aaron, what do you think on this?
On this one, I kind of disagree with you. I think that this is a state California specific election. It's obviously a special election. It's something the governor wants. It's something a lot of people in our state of California want. I don't think we have a long track record of voter fraud here. So I just think sending the feds in is another way to weaponize the government against the people. And I think it's intimidation.
Aaron, in the past, states have denied Justice Department personnel entry into some polling sites. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that, if it's a state election, I believe it's within their rights. I'm not a legal expert, however. So, I know that southern states denied Biden's people access. So I don't know why the current administration thinks it's okay to send theirs. Brian?
Aaron, I'll tell you, the idea of being transparent should be something that's okay. And the federal government does have responsibility. If there was irregularities and they were disenfranchising women or Hispanics or whatever, the feds should come in and prevent that. And states have a history of doing that impropriety. Coming in to monitor is not going to be intimidating. It's not going to stop me from voting. I'm voting. I don't care who's there watching. I'm going to cast my vote, and I hope you do too. And I hope everybody who's listening does the most American thing possible, vote. I don't care who's there watching it. Go vote. Don't be intimidated.
All right, we appreciate it. First topic out of the way here. 1 down, 2 to go. On Friday, we talked about Cathedral City stepping up fines on cannabis facilities that fail to keep the air quality coming out of their facilities clean, meaning people were fed up with the smell of weed pervading the air near their homes. Well, we had contributor Doug and Jamie Baker's take on the new fines that cap out at $5,000. We've been following this for over a year. Why do you think it took so long to change things?
You know, I might sound like one of those conspiracy theory person, but I think they may have been like doing kickbacks for the government. And, you know, there's been a lot of uncovering in the last year or so with a lot of ugliness in the Riverside County in general. So I don't know, maybe they're just coming into reality.
What do you think, Doug?
You know, reading the article, here's what's happening. These cannabis manufacturers can be fined $100 for the first infraction, $200 for the second, $300 for the third, and then just continues to go up and up and up and up and up. That's just a normal business expense. That really isn't an effort to make these manufacturers to be good neighbors and do something with smell control.
So Jamie thinks it's kickbacks, and Doug thinks that they do what they want because the fines are just a drop in a very big cannabis bucket. So what did our community think?
Good job. Please stop. Perfect.
That's our online community, and the comment section on this one is a whole mood. Folks going back and forth, and it's a mix of eye rolls, nostalgia, and good old desert sarcasm. Some people are saying, finally do something about that smell, while others are just like, come on, it's just weed, not the end of the world. A few think the $5,000 fine is just pocket change for dispensaries, and other jokes that it smells like money to them. Basically, half the valley's holding their noses, and the other half's lighting up and laughing about it. That just makes you want to, I don't know, get some munchies, veg out in front of the TV. But all kidding aside, if you live in the area like I do, it is actually a bigger issue than you think. The smell is nonstop, and whether or not the new fines will really lead to any change, well, that's certainly up to debate. But at least the city council listened and is trying something, and that's better than doing absolutely nothing at all. So let's hope it works.
Good job. Please stop. Perfect.
All right, so have you heard of the ALPR cameras? They automatically read your license plate, and they have come under fire as they've been used to share information, which was never an intended use. So now the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors just told the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department it's time to lock up the cookies when it comes to those automated license plate readers. Now, it all comes after reporting showed that some law enforcement agencies were quietly passing plate data to federal agencies like the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is a no-no under the state law. Now, the Sheriff's Department says that they'll review their practices. Here in the Valley, Indio has 72 ALPR cameras, Palm Springs just around 15, and Coachella, well, they don't have any at all. They rejected them, citing privacy issues. So we'll bring in, of course, our contributors again. And Aaron, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department has been accused of sharing automated license plate reader data, and that's all with federal agencies in violation of California law. Is it called for, or should they face some consequences?
Well, I mean, I don't mean to sound negative or sarcastic, but are we surprised that Chad Bianco's sheriff department is sharing this sort of information with the feds? I'm not. It's really frustrating and sickening to me, but that guy, don't get me started. Brian?
You know what? I'll tell you. My wife is the mayor of Palm Desert. Palm Desert has these ALRPs. These have solved so many crimes. I'm amazed at Los Angeles that has so much crime. These things are used properly. They are catching criminals in the valley. They're terrific. If the sheriff's department is violating the law, there are ramifications for it. Is Chad Bianco getting involved? I don't think that matters. Let's stay focused on the issue. These ALRPs they solve crimes. They protect businesses. The business community loves them. I'll give you a quick example, Aaron. The United States Postal Service workers were getting robbed and beat up by these gangs, and they were getting away with it. They came to Palm Desert and tried to do it. ALRPs caught the criminals because they caught their license plate right after on their way, and they stopped them. I will tell you, there are smash and grab robberies, smash and grab burglaries happening in our stores. These wonderful devices are preventing them, making us the hard target. We need to be careful about abuses. If it's illegal to share the information with ICE, we shouldn't be doing it. And if it's being done, we got to stop it. But don't throw the good out with the bad. There are great technology. Let's help our law enforcement stop crime, deter crime. The people want to be safe. Let's give them the tools to do it.
A good logical answer from both sides. If it is being used properly and correctly, then good on them. Now, on Thursday, a good neighbor was looking for computer help. Contributor Tammy Black, well, she's got a great suggestion for you. She says that she's used Desert Geeks for a lot of IT help. Super affordable at $50 an hour, and if you can't fix it, he won't charge you. He's kind, patient, and great to work with. What I appreciate, Tammy says, but most about him is his ability to listen and explain things in terms that are easy to understand. So, of course, thanks for Tammy for your contributions on the show, and of course remember the recommendations in this show coming from members of our audience. This station and this program have not vetted and are not endorsing any of these contractors, but always remember, sharing your experiences, good or bad, that makes you a good neighbor. All right, we're going to say that's L.A. Ray. That's what we're going with in Bermuda Dunes, looking for recommendations on privacy wall ideas. Wants a privacy wall in her backyard about 25 to 30 feet, so looking for some recommendations or ideas. Brian in Cathedral City looking for recommendations for a dentist that are not money farms, inventing problems and charging crazy amounts of money. Ingrid in Rancho Mirage needs some help. She saw a post on Nextdoor about a female painter and handy person, but she lost their info. Anyone who knows that person, please contact us. And Jill in Palm Desert has a common sense idea. She thinks Congress should not get a paycheck until the shutdown is over. It should be retroactive to the day they shut down and pay all the federal workers since the shutdown began.
You think you know everything and we know nothing? Prove it.
Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Maybe you are the smartest person in the room.
Oh, to punish or not to punish? That's the question. All right, check this out. Researchers saying that the old time out and punish method for parenting is getting a real makeover. Well, that's thanks to brain science. When kids are in meltdown mode, their brains are all scrambled. So instead of giving a lecture or sending them to their room, scientists recommend first you co-regulate everything, matching their energy, staying calm, helping them settle instead of traditional punishment. Experts recommend focusing on understanding and guiding children's behavior to help their developing brains. Now, this approach emphasizes empathy and connection, which can lead to better long-term outcomes for kids. It's all about nurturing rather than punishing. I'll bring it into both of you again for the last time tonight, and I hope it's not too personal. But Brian, I'll start with you. What kind of parents did you have growing up? And for your kids, what kind of parent are you?
Well, my parents, they're, God bless them, they're rest in peace. They were, in hindsight, they were lovely people. My mom was the disciplinarian. My dad was, hardworking guy. He would, leave early in the morning, get home late. So mom was really the one growing up, and she was pretty tough. But I also had two sisters to keep me in check. And in terms of my kids, there's a difference between punishment and providing consequences and safety. So, your child's about to stick their finger into a socket. You got to punish them and give them consequences so they learn. So there's a learning mechanism to it. As a dad, I think Jan is I guess more like my family in that she's more of the blunt disciplinarian, and I would kind of come in at the end of the day. Our kids are grown up now, Tim, and they seem to like us again, but there was a long period of time where they didn't. I don't know. Tim, what about you? And Aaron, what are your thoughts on parenting?
Yeah,
well,
Aaron,
go ahead, Tim.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I grew up in the late 70s and 80s. My parents are still alive. They're still together after 57 or 58 years. So at a relatively traditional upbringing, that said, I did have consequences. I did have punishments, nothing extreme. I kind of like the idea of trying to match your kid's energy, but I also agree with Brian that there need to be consequences or they're not going to learn how to live in society with rules and other human beings they have to be respectful of.
Aaron, I'll end this with you here for a second quickly. Do you believe the approach could change the child's behavior in the long run?
I'm open to the psychology of it. I think it could. I think the hardest part is going to be getting the parents online with not reacting in that moment and taking a second for themselves to come down to that level the kids are at.
20 seconds or less, Brian. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? That research is all about frontal lobe development, which is what doesn't develop until you're in your mid-20s. And we give kids and teenagers so much power to do things, and they're not developed yet. So I'm kind of concerned. Science is always good, but trust your instincts. Be good. Be thoughtful. Your job as a parent is to train your kids to eventually flourish without you. That's your job. If you could do that, you're a winner.
We appreciate the time from both of you. Brian and Aaron, of course, had a chance to meet Brian yesterday in person for the first time. Great guy, and appreciate that. So it's Halloween week, and this Friday the streets will be filled with costume ghosts and goblins looking for candy and scares. Me, more so candy than scares. If you see me, don't scare me, please. But how did it all start? I think we need to get into some of the fun facts about Halloween. All right, the holiday has its roots in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, and which celebrated the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. Celts believe that it all happened on the night of October 31st. The boundary between the living and the dead was blurred, and spirits could return to Earth to ward off evil spirits. People would dress in costumes and light bonfires. And then, of course, trick-or-treating. The modern custom evolved from earlier traditions such as souling in medieval England, where poor people would go door to door asking for food or money in exchange for prayers of the dead. And then the word Halloween comes from All Hallows, the night before the All Saints' Day. The name Jack-o'-lantern comes from an Irish folk tale about a man named Stingy Jack who tricked the devil. So remember, go out, have some fun, take your kids around the neighborhood hit up the fear of haunted houses and shops at Palm Desert if you like that, of course, and stay safe and don't eat too much candy. Just kidding. Eat all the candy in the world. All right, keep learning. Certainly as long as you can. It does good for the brain. All right, welcome back. Well, the Dr. Carry-On Foundation, a vital provider of financial aid to underserved students in the Coachella Valley and Blythe, proud to announce a new donor partnership with Learning and Retirement. That's in Palm Desert. Now, a dynamic nonprofit enriching the lives of intellectually curious seniors for over 3 decades. Joining us now to talk about it, Dr. Carry-On Foundation's Executive Director Ricardo Loretta, along with Mark Rosen with Learning and Retirement. All right, Mark, we'll start with you. Mark Rosen, Learning and Retirement. Just explain exactly what the program is.
Learning and Retirement is a program for seniors who are looking to expand their minds, to grow, to develop themselves, and to have fun. So we offer this fall 30 classes, and they call us the best kept secret in the desert. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, is I want to get the word out. 30 classes this fall, and then the winter term coming right up, and registration begins in mid-December. We're going to have 40 classes. So we are all volunteer. All of our teachers are passionate about what they're offering. Literature classes, art classes, music classes, things that are fun for seniors who really want to keep their minds active. And that's the key.
You bring up a great point. I think we focus so much on college right after. But after the workforce, when you retire, what do? You got to have something to do, and you want to keep your mind sharp. And this is where the foundation, Dr. Carry-On Foundation, of course, comes in. Ricardo Loretta, you guys are sliding in to be a part of this as well.
Yes, that's right. And I think that the role that we play is understandable if you realize that we both have as an underpinning, as a core mission, the word education. And so while we are educating youth, that youth has family and parents, and they are also interested in education. So we have access to people who are interested in education really at all levels of the age spectrum.
You can never stop learning. You want to learn each and every day. Mark, how can seniors get involved? Is there a sign up? Where does it start, and how can they join?
We operate out of a website called lirpalmdesert.com, and people will go to the website and register there. Everything they have is there. And the key is for people who are very interested in keeping in touch with us and hearing about our registration dates, our classes that we're offering, and so forth, is to go to the website today. And on the website, they can join our LIR family right on the website. And that way, just give us your name and your email address, and then we will send you, not very often. We are very careful with the people that we don't bother them too much, but you'll get key information when registration starts, what classes will be offered. 5 classes for $45. All of that's there. It's an incredible deal. And they're all 6-week long, 2 hours each. So gives people a real opportunity to jump in there and learn. And so many of us in retirement, as you mentioned, need a purpose. We need something to fill our time that's really helps us grow and exercises our minds. And that's what LIR is all about.
Where are the classes held?
We have two ways. One is Zoom. We have Zoom classes, and about half of our classes are available on Zoom. And we have half available at College of the Desert's program, which is over at the shops at the shopping center, where we share rooms with College of the Desert. And so the live classes are there. So we offer a wide range of programs for everyone. We even have students in other countries who are taking our classes, and of course here in the desert as well.
You can't beat that price as well. We'll, of course, chat more on this. You can get all this information as well on our site at NBCPalmSprings.com. But Ricardo and Mark, we can't thank you enough for coming in here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
When we return, the Riddler checks in.
Hey guys, riddle me this. I have keys, but open no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I? I have keys, but open no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I? A keyboard.
The Riddler at it again. Well, remember, NBC Palm Springs working around the clock for you 24/7. You can visit our website for all the latest stories. Again, NBCPalmSprings.com. Click on the Rogan Report. It's right there at the click of the fingers. We'll see you back here at 11. Wheel of Fortune's next.